Hi, we are a group of amorphous pastors from Wayne County, Ohio Conference churches. And we've been asked to do a missional story today because over this last year, largely in response to the killing of George Floyd, but this was work that we had thought about prior. We created a series of 6 videos with a discussion guide called Series on Solidarity, and our conference minister asked us to tell the story a little bit. We're not going to talk too much about how that all happened, but the essence of it is we were in a circle a few times to talk about how we might respond toward racial healing and digging out some racism in our own places and selves. When David Hargrave and Geraldo Nunes came to us with a few ideas. And after a bunch of discussion, we arrived at, hey, let's create some videos. And Ohio Conference said, hey, let's help you pay for those. And that brought us to where we are. So Doug, I'll ask you to answer this question. How have these videos been used?
Well, the whole design of the videos is to be used in small group discussions. So some of us are very concerned about the racial tensions that we're aware of and feel. And so we want our people to talk about these kinds of issues. So some of that's still being tested in places. So leadership people are looking at videos and determining how to use them in their small groups. And
so what this group has done for us at our church, though, has also springboarded additional racial reconciliation ministries. So what I see happening in our context is this helped lay a foundation for me to go back to my congregation and begin some other things. And actually, I want to wait to incorporate these into church life when I know I'll have more of a critical mass that can engage in the videos. So there's a purposeful waiting there to make sure that the impact, the message is not lost.
We as Open Arms, we are using these videos. We distribute to our board members. They are watching all the 6 videos, and we start to have a conversation about that, because we really want that we have a good understanding, a good grip about racism and how can we help this situation.
If I talk about the blessings of this project, I think probably the first was the impact that it had on our relationship with each other, just processing and discussing this topic. So that's been, I think, a tremendous blessing. And then there's a Christian school that the videos were used in a chapel, and it promoted one of the, I think, benefits of these videos is those conversations, opening the door for conversations about some challenging and sensitive things. And so the school that played those videos, there have been subsequent conversations with the teachers and with some parents from the school and with that school board. So I think some of the benefit has been processing the videos and then the deepening of our relationships amongst each other.
I would like to add, Bill, something in what Dave is saying, because I shared this with our group of pastors. 15 years ago when I came here, it was really tough for me to adapt, to blend on the Mennonite culture, the Mennonite group. And it was a tough road, really hard for me. But now, like Dave said, it's helping us to know each other better, to get us more together. And now I really feel that I'm not doing this work by myself.
We showed these in the Sunday school in a couple of classes at Orville, and in the one that I attend, I don't lead, I just attend. One person in the class at the beginning shared in a very kind way, I'm not sure I get any of this. Like, I don't see it. I live in an isolated place and I don't see it. And at the end, after lots of conversation, this person shared, oh, I get it now. I understand. Well, I don't know that he understands everything, right? But I understand a whole lot more, and I do get that there's racism that we need to work at and get out. So I don't know. For us, that was a victory.
Probably all of us have had to deal with some significant amount of pushback, and so I think that was experienced at the school with a lot of concern from parents and some other people saying, why are you showing these videos? I've had that in my congregation and discussions. So I think, I don't know if that's the question you were asking, Bill, but just to mention that, yeah, there's been some great things, some breakthroughs and kind of aha moments, but there's also been those moments of people questioning why we're doing this.
At Worcester Mennonite, we have a member of our congregation who does advocacy work with a group of alumni at a local Christian school in the area of working against racism. And she was feeling very discouraged. And these videos came at a season that I think was helpful because she saw, okay, there's another group from the community that cares about this, that's advocating also. And then we were also able to meet with her and hear a little bit of her story and then share our passion and give support and prayer for her. And so for me, that was a huge victory and a real encouragement.
Probably one of the things that causes me to be most hopeful is the impact that this is having and can have and will have on the coming generations. So since this conversation started before the videos were released, I sat down and shared them with my family, our children, and my girls and our children feel a lot of this social tension. And to know that there are a group of pastors that are dialoguing and engaging in this with their father, and that there is an avenue to a positive avenue to discuss these things. It created a movement of hope and peace. And so I anticipate that growing within our congregation and within my home. So I'm very hopeful, but vice versa. I think as each of our children are exposed to and think about these things in a healthy and in a godly way, it gives a lot of optimism for the future.